Hey, welcome back, everybody, for another edition of the Major League Baseball Stratomatic Baseball Tournament. Today, we'll bring you games 5, 6, and if necessary, game 7 of this opening round matchup between the 2016 Chicago Cubs and the 1965 Minnesota Twins. The series is tied at 2. We'll play games 5 and 6, and if necessary, game 7, possibly getting into the next series, but that'll depend on time permitting and uh, voice and what I have left. So we'll see how that goes. We'll play it through and we'll see if we can get a winner in this opening round matchup. Let's go to the field. We can go ahead and give you some information. So today it'll be John Lester on the mound taking on Jim Cott. This was the game 1 matchup, which the Twins did win. This is to our back to our number 1 pitchers. John Lester 0-1 and 5 innings of work, gave up 8 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Did not give up a home run. The Twin lineup will be Versalis, Rollins, Oliva, Killebrew, Allison, Batty, Hall, Kendall, and then batting ninth will be the designated hitter in effect, Andy Costco. The Cubs defensively is Zobrist, Fowler, and Hayward. Bryant, Russell, Baez, Rizzo, and behind the plate is David Ross, and on the mound is John Lester. Let's play ball here in Chicago, game 5. So here's Zoyo Versalis hitting 167, couple RBIs. Left-handed starter Lester and the pitch. That'll be a walk to Versalis, and he's on base. So he's on base. Again, probably a threat to steal. Lester's inept ability to hold is going to make things interesting. He doesn't get it, but he still has a 70% chance to go. So Versalis will go. The throw, not in time. Versalis totally stole that off John Lester. Now here's Rich Rollins, 267, 1 home run, 1 RBI. Lester from the stretch and the pitch. That will be a pop up to short. Russell with the catch, and there's one away. And here is Tony Oliva hitting 267, a couple RBIs on the season or on the tournament so far. Lester, lefty matchup, and the pitch. That will be a foul out behind the plate, caught by Ross, and there's 2 outs. Here's Harmon Killebrew. Boy, this Twin team wants to get going. They're going to have to get more production out of Oliva and Killebrew. Killebrew has a couple doubles, hitting 125. Lester from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Killebrew. And Killebrew may have just done that. Deep fly left field. It is gone. That's going to go on Waveland Avenue. And the Minnesota Twins have taken an early 2-0 lead. So Harmon Killebrew, the big masher on this Twin lineup, gets his first homer of the tournament. Couldn't come at a bigger time, and the Twins lead it 2-0. That just got out of here, though. Zobrist leaped. He's made great catches in this tournament, and he almost brought it back. Wow, what a catch. It was almost caught there. So now here's Lester now on the mound pitching to Bob Allison, only hitting 83 on the season. That's probably 1 for 12, 3 RBIs. Lester to wind up and the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to short. So Lester, bad start, 2 in the first. Minnesota leads 2-0. Jim Kitty Cott on the mound. He went 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. He pitched well. I think his defense let him down. So far, the Twin defense has not been special. Leading off for the Cubs will be Fowler, followed by Hayward and Bryant. Rizzo, Russell, Solar is the DH. Baez, Ross, and Zobrist. Cott looks in, and here's the pitch to Fowler. And that's a ground ball to third. Play is made, 1 away. So here is Hayward hitting 267 for the double. Lefty-lefty matchup and the pitch. That will be a strikeout for Jim Cott, 7th of the tournament. Here is Chris Bryant hitting 235, 2 homers, 3 RBIs. Cott with the windup and the pitch. And that's a pop-up to short. Versalis with the catch and the size retired. 1-2-3. Minnesota 2, Chicago 0. Lester on the mound, top of the second, and the windup to Earl Batty hitting 417, 6-7 ground ball to Baez. That should be an easy play. No, and Baez again makes a crucial error, and he's on base. So Baez unable to come up with it, and the Twins start off by putting Earl Batty at first. Here's Jimmy Hall hitting 214, 2 RBIs. This Twin team is not hitting the ball well. Lester with the windup from the stretch and pitches. That's a ground ball double play. Hits that Rizzo. Goes back to short, back to first, and that's a double play. Here's Jimmy Kendall 250, four at bats, 1 for 4. Lester with the windup and the pitch. That will be a line drive deep left field. Could be trouble. It is gone. Jimmy Kendall. How about that? So it's way back and out of here. So Kendall swings far back, gone. Minnesota's taking a 3-0 lead, and that was his first home run of the tournament. Jerry Kendall, sorry. Twins lead 3-0, and the Chicago fans are quiet here. So now here's Andy Costco and the pitch. That will be Andy Costco, left field. That's right center. It is gone. So the designated hitter, Andy Costco, goes deep, and the Twins jump on John Lester. It's 4-0. So the Twins jumping on top here in Game 5, and Metropolitan Stadium is trying to get their tickets ready for what possibly could be a clincher in Minnesota. So Lester on the mound. Here's the pitch to Versailles, and the pitch. That's a catch X behind the plate. That is David Ross makes the catch. Oh my. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 4-0 Minnesota. So Lester, 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned. So now here is Rizzo, followed by Russell and Solar. Caught on the mound and the pitch. That will be a line drive in the gap. It's not going to get it. That's a double for Rizzo, 1-9. So now here's Addison Russell. So the Cubs trying to come up big here. Here from the stretch is Cott and the pitch. That will be a pop up to short. Versailles with the catch, and here's Solar. They're going to need some offense from some of these guys. Caught from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Versailles has made some mistakes so far and makes this one. Holds Rizzo at second, and there's 2 outs. I'm going to be busy. So here is Baez, caught from the stretch and the pitch. And that's a fly ball right field. They'll leave up the catch, and we go to the third. 4-0 Twins. Here's Rich Rollins, 0 for 1. Lester with the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to short. Played by Russell's. Got it. Throws him out 1 away. So Rollins retired. Here's Oliva, 0 for 1. Lester with the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. That's in the gap. It'll be a double for Tony Oliva. Now here's Kilbrew, 1 for 1, the big home run. That's what he said. He needs to come up big. So Lester from the stretch, runner on second and 1 out. Here's the pitch to Kilbrew, and he singles the center field. Here comes Oliva. He's going to try to score. They're going to throw for the lead runner. He's safe. Another RBI for Harmon Kilbrew, and Minnesota's opened up a 5-0 lead, 1 out in the 3rd inning. And the Cub bullpen is going to have to get loose and fast. And that would probably mean Jason Hamill. He pitched, I believe, in Game 1 of this series. He's getting up and getting fast. Here's a pitch to Allison. Allison, deep fly, left center field, and can be. Oh, let's see what happens. Hang on. Let's see. It was let's see. Long fly ball left field. Oh, it was a ballpark home run, so it was a 1. I believe it was a 1-9, but he rolled the 18. So again, another ball that does not travel today. With 2 outs, here's Earl Batty, the pitch to him, and that's caught. Oh, what a play by the shortstop! Addison Russell robs it. So the Cubs' defense still on display, but Minnesota's offense has come. It's 5-0 Twins. Go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's David Ross, followed by Zobrist and Fowler. Caught with the windup and the pitch. And that's going to drive the left field. That's trouble. It is gone. So that goes into the bleachers. Home run, David Ross, and it's 5-1 Minnesota. So definitely the balls are traveling out of here in Chicago. So now here's Zobrist. Caught on the mound. 5-1 ball game. And that's a drive left center field. That's trouble. It is off the wall. Zobrist with a stand-up double. So now the Cub offense waking up. Here's Dexter Fowler, 0 for 1. Caught from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Holds the runner. Rollins gets it. Throws them out 1 away. Here's Jason Hayward, 0 for 1. Caught from the stretch and the pitch. And that's going to ground ball back to Cott. Normally a great pitcher. He's got it. And no, does not make the play. So an error on Jim Cott. He's usually a Gold Glove. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. It's 5-1 Twins, and all of a sudden, the Cubs have a door that's been opened. Caught from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. That's hit at Versalis. Could be trouble. No, he turns the double play instead. 6-4-3. And that is the end of the inning. So they strand a runner. We go to the fourth. It's 5-1 Minnesota. 5-5-1 for Minnesota. 1-3-1 for the Cubs. So Lester in trouble. Wind up to Jimmy Hall. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. Baez has got it. Gets it. Throws him out. Nearly didn't. Oh, Baez again. Just having problems defensively in this series. Here's Kendall. Had that surprising home run his last time up. Lester with the windup and the pitch. And that's a fly ball to center. Feller with the catch. And there's 2 outs. Here's Costco. Big home run his last time up. Lester with the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball center field. That will make the catch. Side is retired. So now we go to the bottom of the fourth, 5-1 Minnesota. Rizzo, followed by Russell and Solar. Bottom 4, Cubs trying to get their way back in this. Here's a pitch to Rizzo, doubled his first time up. And that's a line drive single for Rizzo, his second hit. Here's Russell, 0 for 1, caught from the stretch and the pitch. And that'll be a strikeout to Solar. Caught now, run on first and 1 man out, caught from the stretch. That's a ground ball to third. Goes to second. No play at first. Solar will beat it out. 2 outs. Here's Baez. He's 0 for 1, but he's hitting .444 in this tournament. The defense hasn't been there, but his offense has been probably one of the best hitters in this tournament. Caught from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Baez, and that's a ground ball to third. Gets the fielder's choice. Size retired. We go to the top of the fifth. Minnesota 5, Chicago 1. We go back to the 2 starters. Jake Arrieta and Mudcat Grant will pitch in Game 6. Could that be a clinching game for the Twins, or do we come back here for Game 7? Lester with the windup, pitch to Versalis, and that's a solid double to center field for Zolio Versalis. So the Twins start off strong. Here's Rich Rollins, 0 for 2. Fowler from the stretch. And that's going to be a line drive. Base hit for Rich Rollins, first and third. And now here's Tony Oliva. Now I don't know what they do here. On deck is Kilbrew. Probably will come in. Hamels will come in for that. We'll play the infield in. Here's the pitch from Lester to Oliva. And that's a walk, and that is it. So here comes Joe Madden. Cannot let him sit out there, especially in a tournament. So we're going to see Jason Hamill. So Hamill will come in. So bases loaded, nobody out. Hamill looks in from the stretch in the pitch. The Kilbrew popped up to short. Again, Jason Hamill saving this Cubs team with his bullpen efforts, and he's going to have to do the same here before it gets out of hand. Allison 0 for 2, ground out and a deep fly to left field. Again, Hamels looks in from the stretch, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Jason Hamill comes in firing strikes. So now here's Earl Batty. So far in the tournament, 14 at-bats, 2 RBIs, hitting a very healthy .357. Hamill from the stretch. Does he get him out of this? Yes, he does. Ground ball to short. Goes to second, and the Twins leave the bases loaded. Could that come back and haunt them? 5-1 Minnesota into the fifth. David Ross, home run back in the third. That was his second home run of the tournament. So far, he's 3 for 4, 2 homers, 3 ribbies. Caught with the windup and the pitch. And that's going to ground ball back to Cott again. He could have trouble with this one, and he does. Again, he could not field his position. Second error for the Twins, and Ross is on again. Here is Zobrist now. So Cott from the stretch. Runner on first, nobody out. Pitch to Zobrist. 1 for 1 with a double. That's a walk to Zobrist. Oh, my goodness. Leaving the bases loaded could be come back and haunt this team. Cott will now pitch to Dexter Fowler. Caught from the stretch in the pitch. That's going to be a line drive deep to left field. Allison with a big catch. He brought it back. Oh, that was over his head. That could have gone into the ivy. Allison was right there, made a leaping catch and brought it back. First and second, one out. Here's Jason Hayward. Caught from the stretch in the pitch to Hayward. And Hayward struck him out. 2 outs. Now here's Chris Bryant. 0 for 2. Caught from the stretch. First and second, 2 outs and the pitch. And it's going to be struck him out. We'll be right back, folks. Right after it's up, we'll go to the 5th inning break. 5-1 Minnesota. Be right back. We go to the top of the sixth inning. The score is 5-1 Minnesota. 5-7-2 for Minnesota. 1-4-1 for the Cubs. Top of the sixth coming up. Let's see who else is here at the ballpark. Barbara, how you doing? Again, Ben, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Got some people here watching. I do appreciate all the people coming in and watching this. This is game 5 of the tournament. After this, we will go game 5, 6, and then, if necessary, game 7. So far, it's the Minnesota Twins trying to outlast this, see if they can pull the upset. Hamill on the mound, the sixth inning, saved John Lester more runs the last time out. Here's the pitch to Hall, and that's a pop up to second. Baez with the catch, one away. Here is Jerry Kindle. 1 for 2, home run his first time up back in the second. Hamels with the windup and the pitch. That's a strikeout, 2 away. And now here's Andy Costco. Had a home run back in the second. I believe they were back-to-back jacks. Here's Hamill to Costco. And again, what a job for Jason Hamill. Bottom of the sixth, 5-1 Minnesota. Rizzo, Russell, Solar to bat. So Cott looks in and the sign to Rizzo, who's 2 for 2. Here's a ground ball to short. That's scary. It's Versailles having a hard time already. He makes the play. So Zolio with it. Here's Addison Russell. Cott with the windup and the pitch. And that's a deep drive, left center field and gone. Boy, that was deep, far, and gone at the side of the bat. Boy, that velo exit velocity that they referred to would have been a ton on that one. So Addison Russell says, goodbye, baseball. It's 5-2 Minnesota. So Addison Russell's first home run of this tournament. And now here's Jorge Solar. So Solar to bat. Caught with the windup and the pitch. That's a strikeout for Solar. 2 outs. Now here's Jorge Baez. Or Javier Baez, sorry. Caught with the windup and the pitch. This will be a line drive deep left center field. What a catch there. This time it's Bob Allison pulling a Ben Zobrist home run, won the 15 and rolled the 16. Baez throws his helmet, can't believe it. Allison makes a great catch, and it's 5-2 Minnesota heading to the 7th. Holy cow, what a catch by Allison. So now Hamill pitched to Versailles, Rollins, and Oliva. Here's the pitch. That will be, let's see, what did I miss there? So let's come back right to Hamill, throws him out, 1 away. Again, what a performance here. So Hamill on the mound. Here's the pitch to Rich Rollins, 1 for 3. Pop up to short. Hamels has saved this Cubs bullpen. Hamill with the windup and pitch to Oliva. That's a fly ball right field. What a job for Jason Hamill. He'll come in tired the next inning. Let's see if they stay with him. 5-2 Minnesota. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's not over yet. It's going to be Ross, Zobrist, and Fowler. So Cott will stay out there, bottom 7. Lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch to David Ross. And David Ross, it's a line drive to Versailles for 1 away. Here is Zobrist. 1-for-1, double and a walk. Cott with the windup and the pitch. That's a walk. So Zobrist is now on. And now here's Fowler. Cott is ready in his point of weakness. Cott from the stretch, pitch to the Fowler. And that's a ground ball to third. That's a tough play for Rich Rollins. Cannot make the play. It was hit deep. It would hit deep in the gap. Rollins ate it, and the Cubs got 2 on-tying runners on for Jason Hayward. Now on deck is Chris Bryant, so a righty will probably come out for him. Cott from the stretch looks in. Here's the pitch to Jason Hayward, and that's a fly ball center field. Hall with the catch. There's 2 outs. Now Minnesota may have to make a change. We don't really want to head back to Al Worthington, to be honest, he's already been in twice in this series, twice in 5 games. You're almost at his limit where you want him to be. So Dick Boswell, who has pitched well in the tournament, will come in to try to match up with Chris Bryant here. So here's Dave Boswell. 2 innings, 2 hits, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. Bottom 7, Boswell from the stretch. First and second, 2 outs. The pitch to Chris Bryant. That will be a fly ball right field. Oliva with the catch, and Boswell with what they call a hold gets through the inning. 5-2 Minnesota heading to the 8th. Kilbrew followed by Allison and Batty. Hamill looks tired. He's in there. From the stretch, here's from the windup and the pitch. That's gone. Kilbrew hits it far, deep, and that's going into Aunt Judy's living room. Oh my goodness! I think it made its way into that street corner outside the outfield fence. Oh, make room for the baseballs. Harmon Kilbrew just deposited it into someone's living room window. Home run, Kilbrew. That was a solid home run, and Joe Madden's face was like, "Oh, maybe I should have taken him out." But regardless of the fact, that was gone either against a lefty or a righty. So Hamill stays in there. It's 6-2 Minnesota. Here's the pitch to Allison, and that's a strikeout. Here's Batty, one away. Hamill with the windup and the pitch. And that will be a line drive in the gap for a double. So that might do it for Hamill. And yeah, here's Hall. The Cubs do not want him to pitch to a lefty, so they will go probably to Travis Wood here. Do they have another lefty I can go with? You're not going to go with him. Carl Edwards Jr., who really dominates lefties, will come in, and he'll see if he can help out. This is his first appearance of the series. Edwards comes in, and the pitch to Hall. That's a fly ball center field. Fowler with the play, and now here's Kendall. So again, Edwards looks in, and the pitch. This will be a struck him out. So Carl Edwards Jr. does the job. 6-2 Minnesota. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-9-2 for Minnesota. 2-6-1 for the Cubs. Rizzo, Russell, Solar for the Cubbies. 2 for 3. Dave Boswell will stay in the game. It's a 4-run lead. And again, deep fly right field. Oliva makes a diving, or I say a leaping catch. Oh, the ball may not have headed out, but Oliva possibly stopped at least a double or a triple. So again, the Minnesota outfield defense bringing some stuff back. So Boswell looks at Addison Russell and the pitch. Home run his last time up. Struck him out, 2 outs. Dave Boswell strong in relief. Solar 0 for 3. He's left some people on the bases today. Boswell at the windup, pitch to Solar, and that's a walk. Now again with Javier Baez coming up 0 for 3. Boswell from the stretch, and that will be a ground ball to short. Gets the fielder's choice. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Minnesota 6 and Chicago 2. 6-9-2 Minnesota. 2-6-1 for Chicago. Costco to bat, top of the 9th. Let's see what the Twins do here. They may go to Sandy Valaspino, who played in Spokane Steve's game today. And when I saw that name, I said, "Oh, I remember him." So here is Sandy Valaspino, 7 at bats RBI, usually DHs against righties. Here's a pitch from Edwards, and that's a strikeout, 1 away. Here's Zolio Versalis, 1 for 3 with a double. Edwards with the windup to Valaspino. That is a ground ball, second. Baez has got it. Ooh, makes the play that time for the second out. So now here is Rollins, 1 for 4. Edwards with the windup and the pitch. This will be a ground ball, second. Hit at Baez. Got it. Throws them out, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Can the Twins steal one and send this back to Minnesota? 6-2 Twins. So now Dave Boswell may stay in this game and try to finish this. If he does, just gives Worthington another day. You'll have a day of rest coming up, and then you'll have the next game in Minnesota. So here we go. Boswell from the windup trying to save it. The Cubs will go to a lefty bat, and that probably will be Miguel Montero. So Montero will swing. Cubs will empty out their benches here for better hitters against righties. Boswell here's the pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball back to Boswell. He's a 2E14. He does not make the play. It went up the line. Boswell did not have a good did not have a good grip on it, and he ate it. And Montero will beat it out. Boy, that's a killer first play in this inning. The Cubs get an early base runner. Here's Zobrist, 1 for 1 and 2 walks. Boswell now from the stretch and the pitch. That will be a line drive. No, it's caught by Kendall. He was right there. Nice Jerry on the spot. 1 out in the ninth for Fowler. He's 1 for 4. Struggling, only hitting 211 so far. Boswell from the stretch. Runner on first. Pitches to Fowler. That's going to be, oh, he hit him and he stays in the game. Wow. So Fowler takes it. So Boswell just put 2 runners on. All of a sudden, the tying runner is now on the on deck circle and Chris Bryant. So now let's see. Oof, you want to keep a righty in for Boswell, that's for sure. And definitely you want to kind of lefty in. So the Cubs have a nice lineup here and a nice balance. Do they go with Clipstein here? Clipstein has had 3 innings so far. Let's see if he would be something to work with here for them. We're looking at this bullpen and seeing who is an option. Swigman could be a nice option here. Card doesn't look, may have some home runs on, I bet. No boy. Now I'm just wondering, you know what? And you don't want Merritt here because then you'll have to pitch to Rizzo unless you do the old get him out. I mean, there's not an official rule of the three pitcher minimum. So let's see what the Twins do. Merritt could come in and pitch to Hayward. Cubs could pinch hit like a Mora to return the favor. So let's see what they would do. They're going to let Boswell stay out there. He's not tired. First and second, 1 out. Boswell from the stretch will take a timeout here to check things and see what people are saying. All right, so still going on here, still going strong. Thank you, everyone, for being here and watching this one. So I appreciate it. Let's try to see if anybody had any ideal questions, stuff going on. So far, just the normal stuff. We'll go ahead and bat. First and second, 1 out. Boswell from the stretch. And Hayward as a foul out behind the plate, catches me. He does batty with it. So a wasted at bat there. Now there's 2 outs for Bryant. Dave Boswell is going to try for this save. If you put somebody on, you'll probably see Merritt against Rizzo. So Boswell looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Chris Bryant. He gets a drive to deep left center field. That's going on Waveland Avenue. It is 6-5 Minnesota. Chris Bryant helps himself. He unloads the bases. And Dave Boswell now just gave up a 3-run jack, and we have a new ball game here at Wrigley. 6-9-2 Minnesota, 5-8-1 for the Cubs. Rizzo, and here comes the Minnesota manager. That'll do it. Can they get a save out of Merritt? They can get 1 out, so that'll be all he needs. So Merritt will come in. He'll try to see if he can save it here. Rizzo, 583 at-bats, plays every day, still has power versus lefties. So Merritt to Rizzo, 6-5 Minnesota, comes down to this pitch. Merritt with the windup and the pitch. That's a struck him out, and the Minnesota Twins have gone ahead and stole game 5. So the Twins now at 3-2, the Cubs at 2-3. We'll go to game 6 in Minnesota in a second. Cott gets the win, going 6 2/3. Boswell, 2 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. The home run to Bryant just kind of killed his ERA. Merritt with the quick 1 pitch to get the out for the save. Lester, his second loss, and again, not a long appearance. 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned. Hamill came in and went 3 1/3. 2 hits and 1 run. It was earned. Boy, he's had some tournaments so far in saving the bacon for the Cubs. Doubles by Rosales his second, Oliva his second, Batty his second, Rizzo his first, Soberis his first. Harmon Killebrew broke out of his slump today. 2 home runs. He was 3 for 4, 2 runs scored and 4 RBIs. Kendall had a home run. Costco with a home run. Bryant hit his 3rd. So that was big. And then Addison Russell had his first, and David Ross had his second. Killebrew, 4 RBIs, gave him the 4. Kendall's first RBI, Costco's second. Bryant had 3 RBIs, now gave him 6. And let's see what else here. Russell had his second RBI, and David Ross had his 3rd. Let's go ahead and take a quick timeout, folks. And we'll get you to game 6. Minnesota fans, I brought their winning hankies with them. They want to see if they can close out the Chicago Cubs today. And let's see if I can look at the statistics here a little bit to see what day I did put on this. I believe I put in the 7th. We'll again we'll need to just take a second time out here. What did I put? Did I use the right days? I'm hoping. Let's see. They usually put the days in there. Okay, let's use this function. Just give me a second. Let's see. Is it showing all games? Not really. I was hoping it would. Line scores. There we go. 1, 2, 4, 5, off 6, 7, off 8, and we'll go to April 9th. So April 9th, again, we'll do unscheduled. So again, this will be, oh yeah, we need to set up for a league game and use the DH this time so it figures it out. And then we'll go to a best of 7 tournament I've set up. And then we'll go to Minnesota where the fans are going crazy here. But it's Jake Arrieta who really dominated Twins in his last effort. Could we come back to Wrigley Field for a game 7? So again, this will be, I believe I said it'll be April 9th. And again, we'll play it as a day game. So it's Mudcat Grant, Jake Arrieta, Fowler, Hayward, Bryant Rizzo, Russell Montero, Zobrist, Baez, Arrieta. Wait a minute, I had the DH clipped and now they didn't put it in there. So let's go ahead and change this lineup a bit. I do like to see Schwarber up in this lineup against lefties. Fowler hasn't hit much. We might do a new old-fashioned thing. Do Schwarber, Bryant, Rizzo, and maybe hit Russell 4th and put Hayward there. And let's see, we're going to split up the righties and lefties a little bit. That should work. So we'll go ahead and do that one. And let's see, let's see if we can make the Twin lineup maybe a little better. Remember, this is where they can put Don Mincher in the lineup. Ooh, this is Rich freaking Rollins at a 2 and stuff here. So let's go ahead and bring Queechy in the lineup. He's a 2E8. Hasn't really played much series, but the Twins want to win this right now. They're gonna bring a better defender in. I think that should work a little bit better. And then we'll go ahead and split one of these defenders up a little bit. And we'll go on. So against Mudcat Grant, Jake Arrieta, Twins look to finish them. Let's go to the ballpark and Minnesota. Again, I'm not a fan of this ballpark, so I'll have to see if we can make it look better. Give me 1 second to do that. We'll go in game preference. Hope everyone's doing okay. 338. Is that it? And yes, that is Bloomington. That is Minnesota. All right, folks, let's do it. See who else is back here. What a bit of a scare it was. So here we go. Thank you, Ben, again for staying around. Let's do it. Game 6. Let's see if the Twins can put them away. I'm assuming, Ben, you're cheering for your Midwestern Twins, although you're a Tiger/Brewer fan, or are you cheering for the Cubbies? So, win Twins. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. All right, so, and let's go ahead and play ball here at Bloomington. So up next is Kyle Schwarber, 1 for 7, 5 walks. So he's doing his walk thing. Mudcat Grant got lit up in the opener, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He lost the opener while Arrieta dominated the Twins. Mudcat Grant on the mound. Here's a pitch to Schwarber, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. 1 away, makes the catch. Now, let's see. What do I want to do here, folks? Give me a second. Let me see if I can do some... hang on. I'm just going to do a little work here, folks. If you don't mind, stay with me. We'll probably just do this one and call it. I might come back later, depending how things are doing. Go back, maybe go... Should I continue on one side of the bracket, Ben, or should I do the other kind of play-in game on the other side? Just let me know what you think about that. Just taking 1 second to do some uniform change here. There's Mudcat right there. Mudcat Jim Grant. Let's see. Does he have a picture that I like? Or are we going to have a problemo? Let's see. Mudcat? What do you look like, Mudcat? Anything you can bring to the table for me? Give me a second. Oh, do I do I like that picture? Is the question. We might have to use that. Let's see. I don't mind that one. Honestly, I don't mind baseball card images. So let's just go ahead and bring. It's on the normal drive, isn't it? So I gotta find it here real quick. Just give me just doing some updating. I kind of sometimes I don't like guys not appearing in their home uniforms. So go ahead and just fix it real quick. Not too hard of a thing to do. And that would be player. I gotta probably do some videos one day to show what I'm doing, kind of thing. And these will be pictures, and then it'll be, let's see, do we have, is he under Mudcat? Yeah, he is under Mudcat. And we'll go ahead and put his regular picture in. He probably has other pictures with the Twins in here, but his general picture is with the A's. So let's go ahead and get back to the baseball game. And we're underway. Let's go ahead and see if he has a new picture for me today. He does. All right, Mudcat, go ahead. So Mudcat ran on the mound. He'll pitch to Chris Bryant here. There's one out here in the first. Chris Bryant was hitting 227, picked up by Kilbrew, threw him out. So Kilbrew moves over to third base against the righty. So now, or against the lefty, against the righty. Mudcat ran on the mound, will pitch to Rizzo. Rizzo hitting 143. Here's the pitch. And that's a ground ball back to Mudcat Grant. He should get him. Oh, he cannot. Again, maybe a little slick on the infield. Mudcat Grant unable to grab it. That's an infield hit for Rizzo. And now here's Addison Russell, 167. Grant from the stretch and the pitch now. And there it is, line drive, deep left center field, overhauls head. Let's see if Rizzo goes. Rizzo's a 1-15 to go. He's going to try to go. Here comes the play at the plate. Will hold the trailing runners. Oh, he gets thrown out at the plate. What a play. That will go from 8 to Versalles to the catcher. Batty blocked the plate, and he tagged him out. The Cubs getting no love. No runs, 2 hits. Left one, no score. Oh, Anthony Rizzo thrown out at the plate. So now here's Zolio Versalles, who'll lead off. Jake Arrieta, a shutout his first time out. 3 hits over 9 innings, struck out 10. Arrieta to Versalles. And that's going to be a 4-4. Ground ball to third. Bryant's got it. No, he doesn't. Boy, must be a slickness of this infield. He got it deep in the hole, couldn't grip it, and it was an infield hit for Zolio. Again, Arrieta can't hold runners on. So we'll try to run on him. He can. Here comes Zolio. Oh, he gets chucked. So Miguel Montero threw a bullet to Baez, won the 19 stolen base. You look what you see up here. It's a 20. The evil 20-sided die comes up to kill you. So a big throw by Montero guns down Zolio Versalles, and the defense really coming to play game 6 of this tournament. Arrieta to Quitchy. Only had one at bat so far. Ground ball to second. He's got it. Throws him out. Oh, even he had a little bit of trouble with that. So Baez again. Here is Oliva. He's hitting 278, no homers, 3 RBIs. Arrieta with the windup and the pitch. That'll be ground ball to short. Russell throws him out. We played 1. Chicago, nothing. Minnesota, nothing. Grant looks in. Here's the pitch to Jay Hay, hitting 200 so far. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Mudcat Grant. So here's Zobrist, 17 at bats. He's played great defense. Offense hasn't come up yet. Grant with the windup pitches to Zobrist. Struck him out. Another big strikeout for Grant. Now here's Fowler. Fowler hitting 211, home run, 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Dexter. And that's a fly ball to left field. Allison is there, makes the catch. An inning and a half in the books, no score. Harmon Kilbrew hitting 250 now, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Fans on their feet saluting the legend here in Minnesota. Arrieta with the windup and the pitch. Struck him out. Arrieta showing dominating stuff so far. Arrieta with the windup and pitch to Don Mitcher. Has a pinch hit home run in the series, and that's another strikeout. 2 quick strikeouts for Arrieta. Arrieta now to Jim Hall, hitting 167. Jimmy Hall. Arrieta with the windup and pitch to Jimmy. And Arrieta, that's a ground ball. The second throws him out. We play 2. We have a pitcher's duel again. Chicago, nothing. Minnesota, nothing. So into the top of the third inning. Montero followed by Baez and Schwarber. Grant with the windup and pitch to Montero. That's going to be a catch. X behind the plate. Should be a catch, and it is. Actually, it was a little grounder in front of the plate. Batty jumps up, picks him out, throws him out. He had a throwing lane and got it down the Mincher. One out in the third. Here's Baez, now hitting 381. Again, one of the top hitting stars on this Cub team on this tournament. Grant with the windup and the pitch. And that's going to ground ball to third. That's hit at Kilbrew. He's got it. Good, strong throw by Kilbrew, and that's 2 outs. Here's Schwarber, 0 for 1 to fly out. Grant with the windup and the pitch. That will be at walk. So Schwarber is on one away, top of the third. So he does what he does, his sixth walk of the tournament. Grant from the stretch to Chris Bryant. 3 home runs, 6 RBIs in the tournament. Here's the pitch. That's a line drive. Base hit. Just gets it past the infield. Schwarber had to stop at second. They get it back in. The Cubs got 2 on and 2 outs. Now here's Mr. Rizzo. 1 for 1 a single. Trying to bring the average up a tiny bit. Still looking for his first RBI, hitting 182. Grant from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Rizzo. And Rizzo, the line drive base hit. He gets his first RBI. Cubs lead 1-0. So RBI Rizzo, Bryant the third. Here's Addison Russell, doubles first time up. Grant from the stretch and the pitch. And that's a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's Chicago 1, Minnesota 0. Top of the third here at the ballpark. Let's go ahead and get back on this screen again. All right. Okay, we'll mix it up a bit. We'll go ahead and go to the other side of the bracket when this is over and see if we can get one. This ends right here. We definitely will probably go to another bracket. But if we do go 3 games, we'll see how the old voice box is and everything else. So bottom 3, 1-0 Chicago. Arrieta now will pitch to Allison, Valaspino, and Batty. Here's the pitch to Bob Allison. He's only hitting .63. So again, some of these twin hitters not coming up strong. Oh, he dropped the ball. Holy cow, what was that? Right fielder. So that will be Hayward. Only 2 errors on the season, and he misplayed it in the glove, and it's a 2-base. That is a 2E9. Holy cow. So E2E9. So it's a 2-base error on the right fielder, Hayward. But runner on second, nobody out. Here's Valaspino. So Arrieta now has to work through another error from the Cubs defense. And that's a ground ball back to Arrieta. Holds off Allison, throws him out 1 away. Here's Batty. 16 at-bats, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, playing very well for this twin team, usually batting ninth in this lineup. Arrieta from the stretch and the pitch. This will be a strikeout for Arrieta. Again, that is his third. Here's Versalis. Arrieta looks in, gets the sign. Here's a pitch to Zolio, and that's a ground ball to second. Baez looks at his glove, throws him out. Makes the play, retires the side. We go to the top of the fourth. Chicago 1, Minnesota 0. Hayward, Zobrist, Fowler to bat in the fourth. Grant looks in. Here's a pitch to the J. Hay kid. J. Hay hit him with the pitch, so Hayward will take first. That's what Mudcraft Grant did not want to do. So that's a -5 to steal. Hayward will only be a 1-12 going second. Here is Zobrist struggling with that bat. Does he know how to bunt? Let's see. Twins are playing in at the corners, and he'll be a C. So Joe Madden throwing down the bunt sign. He'll try to bunt. And he doesn't. Oh, he fouled it off. It's 1-2. We'll stay with the bunt, see if he can do it. And does he? Oh, he almost beat it out. Great bunt down the line. Grant feels it, throws him out at first, and he nearly beat it out. So Zobrist this time put a great bunt down. That pushes Hayward to second with 1 out. And here's Fowler. He's 0 for 1, hitting a measly 200 with a home run. Grant from the stretch pitches to Fowler. That will be a strikeout for Fowler, 2 outs. And now here is Montero. Playing well in the limited roles he's had, hitting .417 with a double. Grant from the stretch and the pitch. And he ground balls to second. Quickie throws him out. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Chicago 1, Minnesota 0. This is game 6 of an opening round matchup. The winner here will face the New York Yankees, the 1998 Yankees, in the round of 16. And that series would begin at Yankee Stadium when we get there. So here's Arrieta. Looks in now. Bottom 4. Arrieta with the windup, the pitch to Quickie here, and that is going to be a deep drive left field. Ballpark single. Quickie did not have any power. It relegated him to a long single, so he's on at first. So now here's Oliva. He's 0 for 1. He's hitting okay. He should be a better hitter than this. Against a righty, he's a much better hitter. Arrieta from the stretch and the pitch. And that's a fly ball center field. Fowler will get it. What makes the catch and one away? Here's Killebrew. He's 0 for 1. Strikeout his last time up. Arrieta from the stretch. Runner on first and one out. Pitch to Harmon. Harmon ground ball back to mound. Goes to short. Oh, good strong slide. And Killebrew will beat the relay. So runner on first, 2 outs. And now here's Mitcher. 0 for 1. Has the home run. Has that pinch hit home run and a ribby. Arrieta from the stretch. The pitch. And he hits a little liner base hit for Dale Mitcher. Ballpark single. So first and second, 2 outs. Again, the conditions here at Metropolitan Stadium are average. 1-7 on the singles, 1 on against lefties, 1-12 singles against righties. Home runs are both 1-8. Bottom 4, 1-0 ball game. Arrieta looks into Jimmy Hall. 2 outs is Hall. Hall does not lose anything for the clutch. Let's see what happens. Arrieta from the stretch. And that's a walk, and now the Twins got the bases loaded. Twins looking to put away the Cubs in this series and not go back to the friendly confines of Wrigley. Bob Allison against Jake Arrieta. Again, Allison struggling. 1 for 17, 3 RBIs. Arrieta from the stretch and the pitch. This will be a line drive base hit for Bob Allison. 2 runners will score. Jimmy Hall the third. The Twins on top 2-1. And the Met is going wild here. So Arrieta now from the stretch. First and third, 2 out. Pitch to Valaspino. That's struck him out. Big strikeout for Arrieta. We go to the 5th. It's 2-1 Minnesota. Baez followed by Schwarber and Bryant here in the 5th. Grant looks in. 2-1 Twins. Baez a swing. Struck him out. So Mudcat Grant coming on strong. 5 strikeouts in the game. Schwarber 0 for 1, a run scored. Kind of struggling with the bat. Grant with the windup and pitch to Schwarber. That won't be deep left center field. Way back. It's gone. Oh, a long home run for Kyle Schwarber. 2-2 tie here in the 5th. That's why his bat is so important for the Cubs. Again, I'm using a 2017 Kyle Schwarber because he only had 4 at-bats in the regular season, making his card very useless. So Grant looks in. It's a 2-2 tie. Here's the pitch to Bryant. Bryant, it's a fly ball to right field. Oliva comes in, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. 2-2 tie here in the 5th. Grant with the pitch to Rizzo, who's 2 for 2. Fly ball to left field. Allison with the catch. It's 2-2, bottom 5. Batty followed by Versalis and Quichi. Arrieta out there. He struck out 4 already. Here's the pitch to Batty. Batty, ground ball to short. Russell with it. 1 away. Here's Zolio Versalis. 1 for 2. Arrieta with the windup. Pitch to Zolio. And that's a deep drive left center field. That's going to be trouble. It's all the way to the wall roll. Versalis for 2. He may go for the triple. He does. A Beatles internally. Triple. So a 1 out triple for Zolio Versalis. So he's now going to take a lead off third. A big run there. Arrieta from the stretch. Frank Quichi, who had a single his last time up. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 5-10. That's a catch axe behind the plate. Let's see if Montero can avoid a pass ball. That could be a wild pitch on Arrieta. Does he get it? Yes, he does. It's a wild pitch for Jake Arrieta. The run will score, and the Twins lead it 3-2. 3-2 with 1 out for Quichi. Arrieta from the windup and the pitch. That'll be a ground ball to third. Bryant's got it. Throws him out. Ooh, good catch. Good play there by Rizzo on the other side. 2 outs in the 5th. Minnesota leads 3-2. Oliva, who's 0 for 2. Arrieta with the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to Baez, makes the play. We go to the top of the 6th. Minnesota now holds a 3-2 lead. 3-5-0 for Minnesota. 2-5-1 for the Cubs. Russell followed by Hayward and Zobrist against Mudcat Grant. Grant with the windup and pitch to Russell, who's 1 for 2. That's a base hit for Addison Russell, so put in the 5th position today, making Joe Madden look smart. Here's Jason Hayward. He's 0 for 1. Grant from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That will be a ground ball to short for Salas. Quichi back to Mitcher for a double play. Here's Zobrist. Zobrist struggling, 0 for 1 with a sac bunt. Grant with the windup and the pitch. And this time it's hit deep to left center field. Back goes Hall, looks up, cannot get it, it's gone. So Ben Zobrist gets his biggest hit of the tournament after making two unbelievable plays on defense, and the game is tied at 3. So Zobrist with a big fly, and it's now a 3-3 ball game. Here's Dexter Fowler. Grant looks in, the pitch to Fowler. And that's a strikeout for Fowler. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We have tense. We have drama. It is game 6 of the MLB Stratomatic Tournament. It's 3-3 in game 6. So now the Twins looking to put away Chicago. Chicago looking to send it back home. Kilbrew, Mincher, and Hall. Arrieta with the windup to Kilbrew. That's going to be a fly ball right field. Hayward is there, makes the catch and one away. Here's Don Mincher, 1 for 2 with a single, scored. That will be a ground ball to short. That's Russell. Got it. Throws him out. Addison Russell looking good. 2 outs here. Here's Jimmy Hall. Ground out and walked. Arrieta with the windup. Pitch to Hall. That's a strikeout. We go to the 7th. It's 3-3. 3-7-1 Chicago. 3-5-0 for the Twinkies. Montero, Baez, and Schwarber here in the 7th. Grant looks in, top of the 7th. Montero to swing. Montero, line drive, base hit for Miguel Montero. Now it's the 7th inning. Cubs may look to this bench of theirs and see who's a possibility of a runner. He didn't steal anything during the bases, but he has a little more footwork to him. So Almora will run for Montero. So Almora, I should say, he's on at first. Little more running speed. Baez a swing. This would be a perfect bunt opportunity. In a game like this, you need to get something going. Baez has struggled recently. He is a bunting A, so he'd be almost be a perfect opportunity. They're going to lay it down. Baez, he's hit, but he's going to bunt, and he get no chance. Great bunt by Baez. Almora will go to second. Now here's Schwarber. 1 for 2. Let's see who's then Bryant. That's an interesting situation. Again, with the well, I guess I don't know if I gave the day off or not. I probably didn't, and I should have. But that would probably be a good situation for a Merritt probably coming, or now would be a Clipstein. Let's see. And that will be better anyway. So the Twins are looking to their bullpen. They may take the ball from Mudcat Grant here. Johnny Clipstein will come in. We're going to probably find him a new pick. So give me 1 second to go get that set up. Yes, he is. He's playing a great defensive series, and he's looked really strong so far. And let's see if we can find him a new uniform picture. So give me 1 second. Dude, I always want to do this anyway. So there he is. So let's see. I know we do have them available. So let's see. So J-O and then Y, right? And Clip Stween Cub. Aha. That's some nice ones for Mr. Clipstein. Let's see. Again, that's not a bad one either. So go ahead and use that fine image of Mr. Clipstein. 2 T's. So yeah, he's a pitcher already. That's good. Makes it nice. And yeah, I don't have to use the Philadelphia Phillies Clipstein. And let's see, we have that one. We'll go ahead and just put his normal picture in there. Go ahead and replace what we have. And then we'll go back to play ball. Get a wardrobe change here at the stadium. We'll go ahead and get back to the game. We'll make sure he has a new picture ready to go. Get back out there, Johnny. There you go. So Clipstein will come in, pitch to Schwarber. He pitches excellent against lefties. Just have to keep it off Schwarber's card here. 1 out. Clipstein from the stretch. And he did. That's a fly ball center field. It's in the park. Hall with the catch, and there's 2 outs. And here's Bryant. He's only hitting 240, but he has 3 homers so far. Top of the 7th, game 6, tied at 3. Clipstein from the stretch. And that will be, a deep fly left field. Back goes Allison. Cannot get it. It's gone. Chris Bryant, his 4th home run of the series, and the Cubs lead it 5-3. So Bryant off Clipstein. 5-3 Cubbies. So Anthony Rizzo will come up. So the Cubs trying to force a game 7. Clipstein from the windup and the pitch. Walked him. Here's Russell. Clipstein looks in from the stretch. This will be a ground ball short. Versailles has to make this one, and he does. Good play by Versailles. We go to the bottom of the seventh. It's 5-3 Chicago. And now the Cubs will have to make a defensive change. David Ross will come in and be the new catcher. Let's see if I need to do anything else with Amora. He's a 2 across the board. Who are we playing here? Zobrist, who's been playing great, is a 3. Fowler is he's usually okay there. Yeah, we'll just put Ross in there. Even though defense is better, I don't want to take in their bats out of this lineup. So here we up. Must put him as a catcher. All right, let's try that again. So going to catching position is David Ross. So bottom 7, 5-3 Chicago. All of a sudden, Jake Arrieta has a 2-run lead. Bob Allison, 1 for 2, 2 RBIs. Al wind up from Arrieta. That will be a line drive. No, Addison Russell, a sparkler, went away. Here's Sandy Valspino, 0 for 2. Arrieta with the windup and the pitch. That'll be ground ball to first. Rizzo to the base, 2 outs. Here's Batty. He's 0 for 2. Arrieta with the windup and the pitch. And Batty with another single. So Batty puts the tying runner on for Zolio Versailles. Now, let's see. You know what? Here comes Madden. 6 2/3 is enough, I think. And they're going to go Hector Rodon, who has pitched extremely well for this team. They got other arms. It's a strong bullpen with good arms. Rodon will come in. He did get lit up a little bit in his last play. He gets 2 innings of work, 2 hits, and must have gave something up. He has already struck out 5 in the tournament. So Rodon will come in. Righty matchup, a little stronger card versus the righties. Rodon from the stretch. And their pitch. Oh, it's a single for Rosales. He's 3 for 4. First and second, 2 outs, tying runners on for Quichi. And now you must ask yourself, Minnesota Twins want to put this one away, but do they have someone who can come swing a bat? Who do you have to swing a bat? Not anyone special, that's for sure. So we look. I mean, hell, you're out to have lefties. Rich Rollins, but you don't want him. You don't want him playing second. That would be a double switch and putting Kendall in. Ooh, Quichi, not good. Let's see. So that would be Bernie Allen, I believe it is. So he'll come in. Hasn't had many at bats on the regular season. 39 at bats. He steps up. Runner first and second, 2 outs. He does hit in the clutch a little bit, which could be effective. Rodon from the stretch, or did he bring in a lefty here? He doesn't have any power, so he's not going to hit one. So they'll let him pitch to him. Here is the pitch. That will be, a base hit, single, 2 stars. Would have been a home run, but with no power on the card, resulted to be a single, 2 stars. It's 5-4 Chicago. Minnesota comes fighting back, and that's all for Rodon. So he's done. The Cubs will find their lefty, and it'll probably be Travis Wood here. He has been very effective for the Cubs in this series. 3.38 ERA, 3 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He's given up a home run, though. Lefty matchup to Oliva. 5-4 Chicago, bottom of 7th. Wood from the stretch to Oliva. And that's a ground ball to second. Makes the play, retires the side. Great job. So then that would be Jerry Kendall will go in and play second base. So Kendall comes in. Who have replaced, I guess that was Allen. So a big hit for Bernie Allen there. 5-4, top of the 8th. Clipstein will stay and pitch to Hayward. Then you got, again, a couple lefties. So they'll stay out there. This is who Clipstein wants to pitch against. Top of the 8th, 5-4 ball game. Here's a pitch to Hayward. Does the job. Ground ball to short. That's it. Versailles throws them out, 1 away. They have to keep the Cubs here. Do we go back to Wrigley for Game 7? Clipstein looks in the Zobrist. 1 for 2. Home run his last time up. The pitch. That's a 5-ball right field. That's going to be Oliva. No, he dropped the ball. That's not the first time he's done this. Oliva didn't see him. The glove popped right out. Zobrist on the second with a big error. So now here's Fowler. On deck is Ross, followed by Baez. That's where you may get a righty coming in. So let's see. Clipstein from the stretch to Fowler. 1 out, runner on second, and the pitch. That's a fly ball left field. Allison is there, makes the catch. And now let's see if Minnesota's got something hanging on their bullpen. Not being Al Worthington here. You want to save him. I know you're up on the series. Do they go back to maybe they got another lefty they kind of like. You don't want to give lefty Ross. I'm sorry, that's not what you want to do. Oh, actually, Clipstein will stay in. Runner on second, 2 outs. You don't want a lefty for Ross here. So he is a lot less. He's more vulnerable against a right-handed pitcher. Clipstein from the stretch. Here is the pitch, and that's going to be a strikeout for Jerry. That is for Johnny Clipstein. Bottom of the eighth coming up. 5-4 Cubs. Twins looking to hold on and possibly put it away, or can the Cubs hold on and go back to Wrigley? So now Killebrew to bat against Wood. Wood looks in. Oh no, you don't want him there. Ooh, 2 lefties coming up. What do you do with Killebrew? You don't want to give him anything good to hit, or this could be a ball game. This could be a brand new ball game. It's 5-4. Wood will stay out there. This could be a bad decision by the Minnesota Twins manager. Nope, fly ball to left field. Zobrist gets it. 1 out. Big out here in the eighth. Here's Don Mitcher. Again, this is what they want. Let's see if the Twins have anybody who can swing. Yeah, probably would be Andy Costco. Costco so far 2 for 6, a home run. And let's see, he's a 4R. Better swinger would probably be Costco here. So here comes Andy Costco. He is 2 for 6, a home run, 2 RBIs. Wood with the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Good play by Russell, 2 outs. So now here's Jimmy Hall, 0 for 2 and a walk. Wood with the windup and the pitch. That'll be a pop-up, probably behind the plate. Yes, he is. Makes the catch. Size retired. We go to the 9th inning. It's 5-4 Chicago. So now what do you do? So I guess we switch Harmon Killebrew back to first base. He gets his little glove, and that will mean Rich freaking Rollins will go play third base. So we'll go ahead and put Rollins at third. And here we go. Top of the ninth, Chicago 5-9-1. The Twins 4-8-1. Baez, followed by Schwarber and Bryant against, let's see, Clipstein's probably gone his distance here. Right, left, right coming up. Now this is where you'll get the day off. So the Twins are going to go to Al Worthington here, the closer. They need to keep it where it's at and see if the Twins can win in the 9th. Here we go. Worthington with a pitch to Baez. That will be struck him out. Worthington has looked so good in this series. He has 2 saves. He needs a win now. Worthington with the windup to Schwarber, 1 for 3. And Schwarber with a walk again. Boy, he's been mastering that walk so far. Runner on first, 1 out. Worthington looks in the Chris Bryant, 2 for 4. A monster 2-run homer back in the 7th inning. His 4th of the tournament. Worthington from the stretch. That's going to be a strikeout for Worthington again, 2 outs. Here's Rizzo, 2 for 3 at the RBI. Worthington looks in from the stretch and the pitch. That's a walk to Rizzo now. First and second, 2 outs for Addison Russell. 2 for 4, a double back in the first. He needs a huge RBI here. Worthington from the stretch. First and second, 2-out pitch. That will be a walk, and the bases are loaded, and Al Worthington cannot believe it. And now here is Jason Hayward. Oh, my goodness. And I don't know what to do here. So Jim Merritt looks in. Dave Stigman and the Sea Monsters can come in. He has not pitched in this tournament. Everyone has to get in there at some point. So the Twins are going to make a rambunctious move. They're going to go to Stigman here. So Dick Stigman, his stuff against lefties isn't much better. So Stigman will come in against the lefty. Bases loaded, 2 outs. He needs to make a huge pitch in this ball game. Pitch to Hayward. Struck him out. Great job by Dave Stigman. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Chicago leads 5-4. It is time for Chapman. So Chapman will come in. He needs a 3-out save to force Wrigley Field Game 7. 5-9-1 for Chicago. 4-8-1 for the Twins. We head to the 9th inning. Wow. Well, it is a Fantastic game. Wow, 6 people here. Go ahead, please like, please subscribe. I appreciate everyone here. Please, we'll definitely be playing game 7 after this. We may go to another game depending on voice and how everything else is going. But I got 6 people here. I hate to disappoint anybody. So if you want to stay, please stick around. At least get a game 1 of the next series going. Here is Bob Allison, 1 for 3, 2 RBIs. So it's game 6, bottom of the ninth. Twins down a run. They score 2. They walk it off. Everyone's happy. They don't. They go to game 7. Then our 3 starters will be the finale. Chapman looks in. Bob Allison, 1 for 3 and 2 RBIs and the pitch. And it's going to be a strikeout for Bobby Allison. So Chapman with a huge strikeout. His 3rd of the tournament. And Valaspina will be called back. So he'll be called back. You'll see Joe Nosick here. Gets lefties a lot better here, so Nosick will get the opportunity. So he'll swing against Chapman. 1 out, 5-4. Pitched by Lotus. That's a strikeout for Chapman. He struck out 4. He struck out 4 out of his 5 batters so far. Here's Batty. 1 for 3 at the run scored. The Metropolitan fans on their feet. They don't want this to be the last game of the Metropolitan Stadium this year. They don't want to have to go back to Chicago and play game 7. Chapman looks to close it and bring it home. Chapman with the windup pitch to Batty. That's a strikeout, and Chapman strikes out the side. We're heading back to Chicago for game 7. Final score, Cubs 5-9-1. The Twins 4-8-1. Arrieta, his 2nd win, 6 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs earned. Chapman gets the save. Wood goes an inning and a 3rd. Nothing across gets the hold. Mutcat Grant gets his 2nd loss. 6 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs earned. Clipstein, 1 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run earned. Worthington, 2/3, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. And Dick Stigman and the Sea Monsters, 1 strikeout. Got it, and then he ended the inning. Doubles by Russell, triples by Rosales, home run Schwarber 1, Bryant his 4th, Zobrist his 1st. Schwarber had his 1st RBI. Chris Bryant had 2 for his 8th RBI. Rizzo's 1st, Zobrist his 3rd. Allen had his 1st RBI as a pinch hitter, and Bob Allison actually had 2 RBIs to give him 5. Let's go to game 7, and now let's go ahead and give the prompted rest here for these teams. So the Cubs will get the daily rest here. So go ahead and give the team a day off, 1 day off, and then Minnesota will get the customary 1 day off. So team, day off. So button down the hatches, folks. We're going to game 7. Let's go ahead and see what we'll give you some stats too before we go. This will be on April 11th. So 4/11. Let's go ahead and go to our totals page. The Cubs in this series are hitting .233. The Twins are hitting .225. The Minnesota ERA is 3.74. The Cubs 3.91. Both very even. The Cubs hit 11 home runs. The Twins only 6. So that's kind of been big. Minnesota has 4 stolen bases. They've made 13 errors in 6 games. Yes, that's been big. Cubs have made 7 in 6 games. Twins lead 10 doubles to 9. Twins had the only triple. It's 48 hits to 46. It is even as even can be. April 11th, Wrigley Field, unscheduled. And folks, this will do it. This will be a league game. Let's go ahead and a non-league game, I should say. It's a league game using DH. It's going to be, again, one of those unscheduled games. Best of 7 format. We'll go ahead and bring the Chicago Cubs back in this. So let's see what they're going to do. It's going to take off the DH. I know it. So Minnesota comes in, and let's see what's going to be. April 11th. Let's see what kind of game we have here, what kind of weather conditions. And let's see, again, be a day game. It's a nice day for a game, so balls could fly out here. With the DH, it's going to be Carmine Pascual, and the Cubs, no, we're not going back to Lester. I'm sorry. No, you're going to get Kyle Hendricks. Oof, that's a tough guy to get. So Kyle Hendricks will pitch game 3. I went Lackey 4. So Hendricks will be 3. Pasquale, I believe, was the third starter, and because the fourth starter was Jim Perry. So yeah, it will be three. So the third pitcher in this game will be Pasquale. So it's Pascal and Hendricks. It is a rematch from game. It's a rematch from let's see, it was a rematch from game three. So Pasquale and Hendricks from Wrigley Field. It's game seven. Again, the we'll see if we can make some changes. Yeah, we're gonna have to. We don't want Rich Rollins at second in this one. Right-handed pitcher Jerry Kendall will come in the game. He's a little worse of a second baseman, but he hits a little better than Queechy did. Left, right, Mincher is there. So we'll put Mincher followed by Allison, split up those lineups a little bit. Left, right, left, right. It's a military lineup. Then followed by Hall batting, and we'll put Val Spino batting ninth. Not much there, really. For the Chicago Cubs, righty on the mound again. So that means we're gonna see Kyle Schwarber back. Well, again, this team hit last time. Let's go back to the same lineup. Left, right, left. Sounds like an Army-Navy game. So it's going to be Schwarber, Bryant, Rizzo. Addison Russell did fine hitting fourth. We'll keep him hitting fourth. Fowler will hit fifth. Actually, Hayward will hit fifth. Then it will be Zobrist batting sixth. And then that's when you'll probably have, let's see, we'll put we want a true righty there. Let's see who was in that position. So it'll be left, right, Fowler. Yeah, we'll keep Fowler there because he's the pinch switch hitter. Hendricks, Pasquale, game seven. Let's do it. Major League Baseball Stratomatic Tournament. As we load up the ballpark here in Chicago, welcome all who are here and talking down to it. 3-3. Wow, 4 likes. I appreciate all the likes. Couple people popping in saying hello. Thank you for being. Bob Cole has this. How you doing? I don't think I've seen you in my chat before. Hope you're a new subscriber. Appreciate you. I know I've seen you in Steve's stream. Appreciate it. Yep. So let's go ahead and play game 7. And now, folks, for those who are new, I'm going to go ahead and post the bracket. This is the bracket we're using. This is the 16. This is the 15 seed Cubs and the 18 seed Twins. So this series is in Chicago. This is considered like a play-in game. The winner will play the 98 Yankees in the Sweet 16. Then when we do get to another series, it's going to be good. It's going to be 11 Phillies and the 17 Cleveland Indians. So that's a interesting series of more modern teams. I'll let you go ahead and visualize on that for a few minutes, take a look at it, and then we'll go ahead and get back to the ballpark. You want to pause it, take a look, do what you need. I'll go ahead and take a second, take a deep breath, probably get myself another drink if I can reach one, and we'll be back to baseball in a second. So go ahead and eye the tournament. You have any questions? I'll go ahead and explain the rule process again. If those are not near, these are all the greatest franchise teams with their single season most wins. So it doesn't matter if they got to the World Series or not. It's just the number of wins. Now, if there was somebody like the Indians, who actually were the 54 Indians, I didn't use them. I let the Twins really be the oldest team in this tournament at 65. And everyone else is kind of more modernized, unfortunately. I mean, most of the best wins were the teams you're looking at. And I wanted them to be in strat with super advanced possibilities. These teams are all super advanced. So we're playing ballpark, we're playing weather, we're playing clutch. Drink. I think we're good now. Again, questions, please. I don't mind. I'll answer them when I can. There's the ballpark again. Let's play ball. This is game 7. Can't get any better than this. Kyle Hendricks, 1-0, 8 innings of work, 5 hits, another dominating performance. He'll pitch against the Twins. Zolio Versalis coming out of his slump, hitting .269, a couple RBIs. Here's first pitch, game 7. That's going to be a fly ball right field. Hayward with the catch, 1 away. Now here is Jerry Kendall. 2 for 8 so far with a home run. Hendricks with the windup and the pitch. And Kendall with a drive left center field. Zobrist with a sliding catch. Boy, he's just played great defense this series. Here's Oliva. Oliva hitting .227, 3 ribbies. Hendricks with a windup pitches to Oliva. That's a ground ball. Gets him. We go to the bottom of the first. Minnesota nothing. Chicago nothing. And Wrigley Field coming out here. Wow, we have an average day at Wrigley. Ballpark singles are 1-3, 1-3. Ballpark home runs to lefties is only a 1, while home runs to right-handed hitters is 1-14. So it must be a little bit overcast, a little chilly. It's supposed to be wind must be blowing in, so we have a little bit worse conditions than I thought. And leading off for the Cubs, Kyle Schwarber. He has been the DH of the series. He's 2 for 10, home run RBI, and has 7 walks so far. Pasquale 0 for 1, pitched well, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 1.50 ERA. Here's the first pitch to Schwarber. Schwarber, deep, far, gone. Open the window. It's out of here. Holy cow, the Cubs take a 1-0 lead, and you can't hear yourself speaking here. The Cub fans are on their feet going nuts. Home run, Schwarber to start the game. 1-0 Cubs. Here is Chris Bryant. So Pasquale now, that was big. That was the second home run he's given up. Here's the pitch to Bryant. 4 home runs on the series. Make it 5. That's deep. That's far. Open up the window, Aunt Trudy. That's going on your doorstep. That's outside in Waveland Avenue, and it's 2-0 Cubs. Just what Minnesota did to the Cubs in Game 6. The Cubs are absolutely plastering Camilo Pasquale here. So now here is Anthony Rizzo. Pasquale with the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball center field. Hall with the catch and 1 away. Pasquale looks in. Here's the pitch to Addison Russell. Russell, fly ball to center. Hall with the catch, 2 outs. Here's Hayward. Pasquale with the windup. Pitch to Hayward. Ground ball to second. Retires aside. You can't hear yourself speak here. Fans on their feet. They're raising their hankies, their white tags, their Chicago Cubs banners. It's 2-0 Cubs. We're going to the top of the second. So here's Killebrew, followed by Mitcher and Allison. Killebrew hitting 208, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Not doing much so far. Hendricks with the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Zobrist is there, makes the catch. 1 away, making it look easy. Ooh, pitcher is due, and he continue. Wow. Okay, I guess the injury is 666, and it doesn't have to be the DH. So Kyle Hendricks avoids the injury bug on that pitch. That would have sucked. Here's Hendricks pitching to Mincher, and the pitch. That's a line drive caught by Baez, 2nd out. So yeah, that was a 1-3 ballpark single. This ballpark is really going to help Kyle Hendricks today. His card is already really good. Hendricks with a windup pitch to Allison, and that's another one that's a line drive caught by the shortstop. We played an inning and a half. It is 2-0 Chicago from a very loud, robust Wrigley Field. So here is Zobrist. It's going to be Pasquale with the windup pitch to Zobrist. That's going to be a ground ball back to Pasquale. Throws him out 1 away. Here's Dexter Fowler. Remember, he hit the home run in the 2016 World Series to lead off the game. Pasquale with the windup to Fowler, and he fly ball to center. Hall with the catch, 2 outs, and here is Montero. Montero, 14 at bats, a double hitting 429. Definitely having a sneaky good series. Pasquale with the windup pitch to Montero, and that's a single to left field. Montero goes the other way. Here's Baez, average down at 333. He's been on a little bit of a slump. Pasquale from the stretch. And that's going to be a walk. So 2 on, 2 out. Cubs look to put this away really quick. Again, it's Kyle Schwarber. 2 home runs, 2 RBI, 11 at-bats, 7 walks. Pasquale from the stretch and the pitch. That's going to be fly ball center field. That's Jimmy Hall. Does he make it? Yes, he does. Good catch by Jimmy Hall. Side is retired. We head to the top of the third. 2-0 Chicago. All right, let's go and go back to chat here. Top of the third. Wow, a lot going on here at the big ballpark here in Wrigley. Here is Hall. He is hitting right now 143, 21 at bats. Hendricks with a windup and the pitch. That's a fly ball center field. Fowler at the play, 1 away. Here's Hendricks. Hendricks with a windup, the batty. That's going to be a walk to batty. Here's Sandy Valaspino. Hendricks from the stretch to Valaspino. That's going to be a ground ball to first. They get the easy out at second, but that's it. So Valaspino will make it 2 outs. Here's Zolio Versales, 0 for 1 with a fly out. Hendricks from the stretch to Zolio, and that's a ground ball to short. Does Russell come up with it? Oh, he does not. He could not come up with the easy play. Oh, first and second, 2 outs, and Jerry Kendall has a chance. He does hit in the clutch a little bit. So Hendricks from the stretch. Does he make a mistake here? And the pitch does not. Ground ball to short. Russell goes to Baez, and we play 2.5. It's getting louder here in Chicago. It's 2-0 Cubs. Pascal looks on the Chris Bryant. Home run his last time up. Here's the pitch. That's a pop up to first. That should make it. There it is. Mitcher with the catch. So first out there gets a dangerous hitter off there. Here's Rizzo. 25 bats, 1 RBI. Pascal with the windup and the pitch. That's a ground ball to second. Good play by Kendall, and there's 2 outs. Pascal looks on to Addison Russell. Here's the pitch. Walked him, so Russell goes to first. +4. Russell can run probably. He can, but he gets picked off 9-12. Not taking that chance. Pascal from the stretch to Hayward. And that's like, oh, he hit him, and he'll have to sit. Oh, yikes. Oh, okay. I guess I do have regular injuries on. So Jason Hayward will come out the ball game. We would eliminate that injury if there was a game, but he'll come back in the next series. All injuries will be wiped off. So a huge injury. So Amora will come in for Hayward and play right field. So that's the first big injury of the game has now been affected. So Amora will take first on the hit by pitch. First and second, 2 outs. Pascal from the stretch to Zobrist. And that's going to be a line drive. It's caught and the side retired. We'll go to the top of the 4th. 2-0 Chicago. So again, Amora goes in to play right field. He is a 2.38, not too bad. So Jason Hayward is now out. 2-0 Cubs in the 4th. Hendricks looks in. Here's the pitch to Oliva. That's going to be a strikeout for Hendricks. He has been dominating. Hendricks with the windup. Here's the pitch to Kilbrew. Kilbrew struck him out. Kyle Hendricks, his second of the day, 7th of the tournament. Hendricks looks in to Don Mitcher. Here's the pitch. The pitch. Ground ball to first. Takes to the bag himself. Cub fans on their feet. Bottom 4. 2-0 Cubbies. Fowler followed by Montero and Baez. Pascal with the windup and pitch to Fowler. That's a strikeout. So Pascal, first strikeout of the day, 5th of the tournament. Pascal with the windup and pitch to Montero. And he walks again. So Montero gets on base again. Here's Baez. He walked his last time up. Pascal from the stretch to Baez. And that's going to be a line drive deep to left field. That throw, it's off the top of the wall. Montero has absolutely no speed. He'll stop at third. They get the ball in. Second and third, Cubs with 1 away. Twins will have to bring the infield in. This is a game 7. Schwarber. Ooh. Boy, we now look at our team and see how it looks. Does Schwarber get the heave-ho? La, 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 la. Let's see, Twins. Pascal, who hasn't pitched great, 10 hits over 9 innings. Do you walk Schwarber with 1 out? But you want to pitch to a guy who's had 4 home runs in this tournament. They will go ahead and put Schwarber on. So Carmelo Pascal, told by his manager to walk him. Bases loaded, 1 out, 2-0 ball game. Chris Bryant can put this away and put the fans into another decibel. Bryant 1 for 2 with that 5th home run of the tournament. Pascal from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Bryant, and that's a ground ball to short. Let's see if they can turn 2. They can. They do. 6-4-3. Holy cow, the Twins stay alive. The walk to Schwarber, and then the double play to Chris Bryant. Now let's see. Kyle Hendricks comes back out. Fans rising to their feet. Hendricks looks in. Will pitch to Bob Allison. That will be a ground ball to second. Baez with the play, 1 away. Here's Jimmy Hall. 0 for 1. Hendricks looks in to Montero. Here's the pitch. That will be a ground ball back to Hendricks. He should be able to make this, and does. 2-0. 2 outs in the 5th for Earl Batty. He's walked his first time up. Hendricks looks in from the windup and the pitch. That will be a struck him out. Oh my, call your parents. Call your loved ones. Something special going on at Wrigley Field. 2-0 Cubs, bottom of the 5th inning. It's Rizzo, Russell, Almora, the bat for the Cubs here. Pasquale to stay in, but he's on a very short leash. Here's a pitch to Rizzo. No, line drive to the second base, Kendall. That's where Rizzo wanted to be, but a little bit too high. Russell has flied out and walked. Pascal with the windup to Russell. That's a strikeout. So again, nice strikeout there. Second of the game, sixth of the tournament for Pasquale. Camilo Pasquale trying to get through this. Pitches to Amora. He's been up one time with a strikeout and the pitch. And that's a strikeout. We go to the sixth. It's 2-0 Cubs. So now we go to the top of the sixth inning. Valaspino, Versales, and Kindle the bat. Hendricks looks in and the pitch. This will be a line drive base hit, the first base hit of the ball game, and it goes to Sandy Valaspino. So again, first hit of the ball game. Twins bring the tying runner to the plate. Versales 0 for 2. Hendricks now working from the stretch. Here's the pitch. This will be a ground ball to short. Goes to second, not in time. Good slide there by Valaspino, and Versales will be on. Now here's Kendall. Hendricks does know how to hold somebody on, so it doesn't make it as easy for Valaspino to hold somebody on. Here's a pitch. Nope, doesn't get a chance to steal. Hendricks from the stretch to Kendall. That's going to be a strike. Him out again. 4th strikeout. 9th of the tournament for Kyle Hendricks. 2 outs in the 6th. A lead with the bat against Hendricks. Hendricks from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a ground ball to second. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Cubs 2, Twins nothing. So here's Zobrist, followed by Fowler and Montero. Carmelo Pasquale staying in. Here's a pitch to Zobrist. Zobrist, line drive, caught by Kendall, 1 away. Those ballpark singles on a 1-3 are killing you here at Wrigley. Pasquale looks into Fowler, 0 for 2. And the pitch, ground ball to first. Good play by Mincher. Takes to the bag himself. That's 2 outs. And now here's Montero, 1 for 1 with a walk. Single and a walk. So for Minnesota, we head to the very important 7th inning of Game 7. Here's Killebrew, followed by Mincher and Allison. Hendricks with a windup and pitch. That's going to be a line drive base hit for Killebrew. We now go to so Killebrew leads off the 7th. Hendricks trying to get through this. Will now pitch to Mincher. Lefty matchup. You're in the 7th inning. Mincher's going to bat. He has enough power. Stays in this game. Here's the pitch. That will be a strikeout for Mincher. Strikeout number 5, number 10 for the tournament for Hendricks. Hendricks looks in. Runner on first, 1 out. Allison to pitch. It's the pitch. Walks him. Twins out got the tying runners on. And it's up to Jimmy Hall now in the 7th. That's going to be a problem. Let's see what they do here. They got some bats on the bench. I don't want to put a 4 out in the outfield. That's going to really suck. They got no outfielders, so Jimmy Hall will have to swing. He hit 522 at bats, so he's going to have to start hitting he's hitting against a righty. What am I doing? First and second, 1 out. Hendricks from the stretch, and that's going to be it's a pass ball. It's a wild pitch. Gets past Montero. Second and third, 1 away. Now the tying runners are in scoring position. Earl Batty on deck. Hendricks from the stretch. Here is the pitch. And that's going to be a line drive base hit for Jimmy Hall. Hendricks is tired. It's 2-1 Cubs. Twins trying to get back in this. Batty the bat, and Joe Madden is not going to waste any time. We'll see who he brings in. Pedro Strop didn't look on his game the first time, but they're going to ask him to come out big here unless we go to now. Grimm's probably stuff has more on it. And so Pedro Strop will come in. He was one of their more effective pitchers during the regular season. Hasn't been in there a lot. So Pedro Strop comes in. First and third, 1 out. 2-1 ball game. Batty to bat. Cubs will play the corners in, trying to stop Allison from scoring on something to the corners. Russell and Baez playing double play depth, trying to end this inning on a DP. Strop from the stretch. This will be a ground ball to third. Can Bryant make a big play? No, he tossed it. Rizzo cannot come with it. Runner scored. We're tied at 2. E5 on Chris Bryant. It's game tied. Second and third, 1 out for Sandy Valaspino. Strop now in deep trouble. Infield in for the Cubs. 2-2 ball game. Strop from the stretch in the pitch. That's going to be a fly ball left field. That's Zobrist. Makes the catch. But I think Hall's going to score. Let's see. Kind of runner. He will not go. He will not. Runner scores 3-2 Twins. And all of a sudden, the Cub fans have been quieted for a little bit here. Zolio Versalis. Stroke from the stretch. And the pitch. Ground ball to third again at Bryant. Tough play. Makes it this time. Wow. So we go to the bottom of the seventh. Minnesota 3. Chicago 2. So now the Cubs now. Little playing last comebacks. It's Baez, followed by Schwarber and Bryant. Carmelio Pascual almost want to yank him out of there. Who do you go with? Everyone would technically be available, and they could go there if they want to be. They go funky about it. So let's bring in Jim Perry. He would have been a game 8 starter. This was game 8. So Jim Perry will come in fully rested, no record, 4.76 ERA, gave up 5 hits in 6 innings in his only start. They'll bring in a fresh body here to pitch to Baez, Schwarber, and Bryant. Here's the pitch. And he hit Baez with the pitch, and the Cubs got the leadoff runner on. So now here's Schwarber. 8 walks so far in this tournament, 2 home runs. Here he comes. Perry from the stretch. Can he run? Probably not. Here is the pitch to Schwarber. Schwarber, line drive, no. Caught by Kendall, 1 away. And now here's Chris Bryant. 5 home runs, 9 RBIs in the tournament, hitting .267. Perry from the stretch and the pitch. That's going to ground ball to short. Versalis, no, fielder's choice. Good slide by Baez, and Bryant will beat it out. So 2 outs. It's Rizzo who's 0 for 3. All right. Perry looks in. Gets solid power against righties. Okay. But with the ballpark effects in play, the power out the right field is taken off. Basically, the 2-4 is the only thing he gets. So Perry will pitch from the stretch and the pitch. Oh, he hits it anyway. Deep fly left center. It's gone. Anthony Rizzo lights up the scoreboard and hits a 2-run bomb. It's 4-3 Cubbies. So Rizzo bomb, and the Cubs lead 4-3, and all of a sudden Wrigley Field is up for grabs. So Rizzo, only a couple opportunities on that card, but he did not hit the ballpark. He hit the 50-50 and got it on the 5. So Rizzo homers. And all of a sudden, things are different here at Wrigley. Here's the pitch to Addison Russell now. Walked him. Oh, Perry falling apart a little bit. Here's Omora, 0 for 1. Came in. That's going to be a wild pitch. That will be a wild pitch on Perry. Runner on second, 2 outs. What do you do? Perry from the stretch to Omora. Omora with a line drive, but it's caught to retire the side. Well, Minnesota scores 3 in the 7th. Cubs come back with 2 in the 7th. This is game 7. Cubs, 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Twins, 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Kendall, Oliva, Killebrew, and Pedro Strop will stay in the game here in the 8th. Strop with a pitch to Kendall. That will be a ground ball to second, 1 away. Here's Oliva, and that could be all. Oh, you really want to don't want a lefty in there for Killebrew? I wonder if you flip something around here. And now the Cubbies Joe Madden's on the steps. Make sure his reliever is ready. He is. And we're going to go ahead and bring Travis Wood in. I think that might be his 4th appearance of the series. He comes in, 2.25 ERA, left-on-left matchup. Oliva's definitely a lot less of a big hitter against lefties. Wood looks in. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul out to the catcher. There's 2 outs. So that's 2 outs, and now here's Killebrew. This is what you worry about. Lefty-righty matchup in the 8th inning, down by a run. Again, he gets the 1-14s as a right-handed hitter on the 2-9 and 2-10. Do you give a chance here to Travis Wood to get out of this inning? Here's the pitch from Travis Wood, and the big pitch. That's going to be a foul out behind the plate. Catch is made, retires aside. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs holding on to a 4-3 lead. Our Lotus Chapman getting up for the Cubs. So let's see if the Cubs can put something else on the board, though. Zobrist, Fowler, and Montero. They will go ahead and go their bullpen. It'll be Jim Merritt. He'll come in. He has a save in the tournament, but he needs a save right now to keep the Cubs where they're at. Here's Merritt with the windup and the pitch. That's a ground ball to short. Good play by Versalis. Throws him out one away. Here's Dexter Fowler, 0 for 3 so far. Merritt with the windup and the pitch. That's a fly ball right field. Boy, Olivas had some problems in this series. Makes the catch this time. And 2 outs. We go to the top of the ninth soon, folks. Here we go. Merritt looks into Montero and the pitch. That will be a fly ball right field. Oliva with the catch. That is the inning. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's 4-3 Chicago. And the Cub fans are loud as heck now. And here comes our Lotus Chapman. He has known to give up some of the biggest hits in Major League Baseball history. He gave up those home runs to Altuve that sealed their fate. He has pitched 2 games in this series. He has 5 strikeouts out of 6 batters. He has not walked anyone. He's been absolutely brilliant. But Chapman now needs to get 3 outs to get to the Cubs and play the Yankees. Mitcher, Allison, and then Hall. Probably a pinch hitter for Hall when we get there. So Chapman looks in. 4-3 Cubs. We go to the ninth. Here's a pitch to Mitcher. And that's a fly ball left field. That is Zobrist. Makes it? Yes, he does. Big catch by Zobrist. 1 away in the ninth. Here's Bob Allison. 0 for 2 and a run scored. Looks in his Chapman. 1 away. Big stare. Here's the pitch. That will be a walk to Allison. All of a sudden, the Twins have the tying runners on, and they will go to their bench. Someone has to be better than this. And might be Rich Rollins. Let's see if he's the best. They say Costco is. So Costco will come in. He will be the pinch hitter here. If they come back, problem is they come back. That is going to be my problem here. They don't have anyone really. No, Nasa can play center field, then we can move the right fielder over. So Costco will hit. So there it is. Nosick will play center if they come back. So Andy Costco in this series, 7 at-bats, a home run, 2 RBIs. Chapman from the stretch, runner on first, 1 man out. Do they want to go on a +2 on Bob Allison? You're down by a run. He is starred on a 5. He gets it. Oof. Let's see. Does he get it? No, he doesn't. So runner on first, 1 out. Allison trying to make Chapman nervous. Chapman with a big stare. Here's the pitch to Costco. Struck him out. Another strikeout for Chapman. 6 strikeouts in the tournament. And now with 2 outs, Chapman has 1 out left, and that's going to be Earl Batty. Can the Twins do something here, or will the Cubs take this series? Chapman from the stretch. Runner on first, 2 outs. Game down to this. And it is a line drive base hit for Batty. Allison the third. The Twins are still in this ball game. First and third, 2 outs, and it's down to, again, Sandy Valaspino, but he will not bat. And who is that? The DH? No, can't bring Nosick in because he has to play center if they score. Rich freaking Rollins will come in. He'll get a chance to swing here. 249 hitter, hitting 250 in the tournament. Oh, maybe not. Yikes. He is not hitting the clutch at all. So we'll go ahead and let's see if Batty can get a. I'm going to have to start, folks. I'm going to have to switch this to manual entry so I can go ahead and get a result. Give a single 2 to Batty so he can get the third. When he redo a play, it took away his base hit. So first and third, dink. All right, perfect. We go ahead and go back under game preference and go back to dice mode, and we're back. So Valaspino again will hit. He'll be pulled. It won't be Nosick here. Oof. Don't have another bat. Zimmerman has not batted at all in this tournament. Boy, that's a scary thing. Let's see. Does he have anything? A 214 hitter? I'm doubting. Twins don't have not much on the bench. They lose a hit there. They lose a hit there. Again, they lose 2 hits there to Zimmerman, who has not batted yet. Lefty matchup. Bernie Allen and he gets one clutch hit, and he doesn't lose anything else. So Bernie Allen, they'll kind of reverse psychology this. Bernie Allen will swing here, and he'll see what he can do. First and third, 2 outs. He does get a clutch hit. He's got some hits in the 3 column. Let's see if Allen can find one. First and third, 2 outs. Chapman looks in. Got the stare. 2 outs, ball game on the line. Here's the pitch to Bernie Allen. It's going to be fly ball to center. Fowler is a 3-6. Makes the catch, and the ball game is over. And the Chicago Cubs have advanced on. They're mobbing Chapman on the mound. They will go to the Sweet 16. The Cubs, 2 in the first, 2 in the seventh. 4, 5, and 2 for the Cubs. The Twins 3 in the eighth, 3, 4 and 0. If you want, now don't leave, folks. If you want to continue, I'll go back in the chat. Enough people want to watch. We might get game one from the other brackets going. Strop goes an inning of work, gets a blown save, but he gets the win. Wood with his second hold looked really good this term, and Aroldis Chapman, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Stays perfect, gets his third save. Jim Perry might have been a bad choice. 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 earned. So the Cubs will win it 4 out of 7. They play the amazing game 7. Doubles by Baez, home runs by Schwarber, his second, Bryant, his fifth. Might be the MVP of this, or the Cub pitching staff was outstanding. Hendricks did not get a decision, but his ERA is 1.93 in the tournament. Arrieta had 2 wins. Bryant had his 9th RBI. Rizzo finally come through with a big home run with 3 RBIs now. So a big home run by Anthony Rizzo was probably the difference there. He hit it in the 7th inning off Perry. And now we go to our next series possibly. Again, we'll see what's going on. So a big win there. Actually needing to head out. All right. We'll catch you later. See you. I appreciate y'all here. Wow, what a series. And it was a great one, folks. Still got 3 or 4 people here and 5 likes. Oh, around 2 hours, huh? Well, folks, you know what? I may have to call it here, too, because it's almost 2 hours. 2-hour streams sometimes kill me in the long run. It's got 5 likes, 4 people here. So thank you. I'll try to come back again if I can later, depending on VoiceBox and how I'm doing and everything else. Hopefully we can continue this, continue the series. Please please subscribe if you haven't. We'll talk to you again. Thank you for being as the Chicago Cubs advance to the Sweet 16, outlasting the Minnesota Twins in a 7-game series.